Hi, Lisa. Lovely to have you in again. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I'll tell you what I wanted to know. I'm going to go straight in there. I want to know more about the project that you're doing. So it's Soundproofbox, is that right?
Yeah, so I set Soundproofbox up last year, and it's a social enterprise organisation. We have four key areas that we look at. So the first one is working with schools and
Right.
colleges. Second one's around workplace education. And the third is around supporting survivors of domestic abuse. And the
Wow.
fourth is events and conference speaking. Now, it's all around coercion, coercive control, domestic abuse, and those type of topics. We are an inclusive organisation, so it's not female or male focused. We do have people from all sorts of backgrounds that work alongside us and work with us.
Wow, that's really, really interesting. And how does that? What's the next thing for Soundproofbox to do then? Is there something that you're working on? Some kind of a project within that you're working on?
Yeah, so the key focus for the next sort of 6 to 12 months is the education piece. So the education pillar, which is looked after by me, we have just won some lottery
Oh,
funding
wow! Congratulations.
to go into schools. And before I bidded for this piece of lottery money, I wrapped my brains as to how do we educate teens on coercive control? What do we do? What medium do we need to
Yeah.
use? And, as a family member said to me, a very young family member said, no one wants an old lady with a PowerPoint. So don't come into my school with a PowerPoint because it's not that interesting. But I do, from many moons ago, I have an acting background and I've worked in theatre and education. So as a result of that, I racked my brains and I came up with a theatre piece, an interactive theatre piece that goes into schools and literally takes a teen audience on a journey of a relationship that turns toxic. So it's a teen relationship. We've worked through various scenes with a team of actors, and it's in a forum theatre, so the audience can interact with the actors, change the narrative, change what they think, say, hang on a minute, that's wrong. And it's called red flags, so that all the audience members have a red flag and they hold them up when they think there is one coming. And then me as a facilitator will say, okay, so what's happening here? How would you change that narrative? Why is it a red flag? So what we're doing is we're educating teens as we're going along. And rather than being the old lady with the PowerPoint,
Yep.
I'm the old lady who's facilitating their ideas, their conversations, but using a team of actors. Now, the actors are young actors, so they look like the audience,
Yeah.
which is appropriate. And we only work with people that have experienced domestic abuse or coercive control themselves. The reason the not-for-profit is called Soundproofbox is it's about giving people their voice back. And when we work in workplaces and run training, we do PowerPoint in workplaces. We work with a team of associates who are have experienced domestic abuse or coercive control.
And that just gives a deeper understanding, doesn't it, of the people that are actually involved. They've got that deeper understanding as to to get that authenticity, I suppose. And I think it's super, super relevant as well. So I absolutely love that. If you could sum up exactly why you set this up and what your mission is, what would you say?
About giving people their voice back, and it's about people being able to discuss openly. For years, domestic abuse, coercive control, narcissistic abuse has been brushed under the carpet and normalised as quirky behaviour, or even somebody's been hit and it's a one-off, but they love me type thing. It's about bringing that out into the open and discussing that these behaviours are not right. And more importantly, with the Red Flags projects, it's about getting people early on, because for me, prevention's better than cure. If we can get teens to understand, both boys and girls, understand what is respectable, reasonable, and acceptable in a relationship, then they go into their adult life understanding and knowing that. And that's really what the project is about.
That's incredible.
Thanks. Yeah, so it's Soundproofbox, and if anybody wants to know more information, we are info@soundproofbox.org. Thank you.